welcome. We're here in Adelaide for the IAGS and I'm very excited. We have Michelle Carey. Thank you for chatting to me, Michelle.
You are welcome.
So you're from South Australia, is that right?
I am.
So what are the highlights? I've only been, this is my second time. What should I be doing?
Right, good question. So, as a full confession, I actually grew up in Port Augusta.
Yes?
So, but I'm not going to give you any travel tips for Port Augusta right now, obviously. But I did go to uni here.
Yeah.
Obviously the wineries. So
yes.
And then you have to make your decision about what sort of wine you like.
I know.
Whether you're all about the Shiraz or whether you want something like a Riesling, in which case you've got to go to the Clare Valley. I got married here and we decided that we had to test all of the different wine districts to really...
great strategy. How did the decision-making process evolve?
Well, ironically, we went with the first place that we tried. Yeah. However, we had a good time testing everything
else.
I
bet you did.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my gosh. And so what brings you to the conference this week?
Yeah, well, it's almost a bit like a homecoming. I don't really think I could call myself a geochemist anymore, but that's certainly how I started my career. And so when I got asked to do the keynote, it was kind of it kind of felt like a moment to come back and meet a lot of people that I hadn't seen for a long time. Kind of a bit of a return to my roots.
Yes.
So it's kind of cool.
I love that. And what are going to be some of the key takeaways from your keynote?
Yeah, so what I'm going to talk about, and again, I kind of, when I was asked to do it, I was like, well, am I really a geochemist? What do I talk about in a forum like this today? So I decided I wanted to talk about geochemists as boundary spanners and really, what's the role that we play in identifying technologies and bringing them into the companies that we work for. The reality is that geochemistry is pretty broad church these days. We're kind of the data literate people within the industry. So that's meant we're really heavily involved in AI. We're really heavily involved in all of the new sensors and scanners that are out there. So what's our part to play in making sure that they get used and actually become part of the day-to-day and that they're not just fun toys that people try and then put back in a cupboard somewhere. So.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think is like some of the main reasons they get put back in the cupboard?
So I kind of feel like people don't think about the problem that they're trying to solve with them in the first place.
Yeah.
And then they don't really clearly articulate to people the value that's going to be unlocked by using them.
Yeah.
And so then it's really easy for people to just look at them as an expense line and to go, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. It costs too much money. I might as well just send my samples to the lab. So there's a big part there that's around value, I think. And the rest is just, flat out people not picking the right technologies in the first place, right? You just, again, you kind of go, you find one that looks interesting or cool and you don't go, what's the problem I'm trying to solve?
Yeah.
And then adoption, right? Adoption's such a big thing for humans, change management.
Yeah.
It's what Index spends most of our time doing, right? Is trying to take reasonably disruptive technologies and put them into the market.
Yeah.
And you've really got to work with people around how do you manage through that change.
Yeah.
So it's rarely about the tech. It's almost always about the humans.
Yes. Change management is a big thing.
It's a massive thing.
So you have always been a huge role model to me. Like you've broken a lot of glass ceilings in this industry and it's just incredible watching your journey. And I just wanted to get you to elaborate a bit on like how you've gotten to where you are, tips for your younger self.
Tips for my younger self. I got asked that question recently, actually. It was a good one. And I've got the advantage, actually, I've got a 14-year-old daughter who feels sometimes like my younger self. So I try and give her the tips that I think I should have given myself. She doesn't listen to me, but, nonetheless. So it's been, as I said, I started as a geochemist in 1995 in Kalgoorlie, then Kambalda.
What made you want to be a geochemist?
Great question. So, and I teased my daughter about this a little bit. So I loved chemistry.
Yeah.
I really loved chemistry, but then figured out that I was terrifying in a laboratory. I kept spilling stuff and I was inside all the time. And I loved to be outside. I loved to camp. So geology, chemistry, join them together.
You
love
become
that. You become a geochemist, right?
And so you started studying that, 1995, did you say?
Yeah, so 95 is when I started work. Went through a big chunk of my career, probably the first 15 years, really tried to figure out whether I wanted to be technical or whether I wanted to be in management.
Yeah.
Like almost kind of flip-flopped between the two all the time. started work as a geochemist, kind of started evolving into, management team lead type roles, then went back and did my PhD and became a geochemist again, came back into industry, all of a sudden found myself moving back into leadership roles again, left BHP, joined IO, nominally to run the geochem group, turned into the COO. I kind of just realised that the reality was that I wasn't destined to be a technical person, but I was destined to manage technical people and to lead, quite technical undertakings.
Yeah.
And I think once I figured that out, it got a lot clearer for me. It was, then I could kind of see my path forward. And, I've been with IMDEX for 12 years now. I don't even know how many roles that I've had, but I feel like what I get to do now is kind of almost my dream job.
Oh, I love that.
In a lot of ways.
We'll keep doing it because, honestly, I look up to you so much. I always feel very privileged whenever I get to be in the same room as you. So, yes, keep doing you and breaking those ceilings for the rest of us. So, you're awesome. But to really test your geochem...
Oh, no. I started by saying I'm not a geochemist anymore.
I've put you on the spot now, and it's being recorded. So
I'm terrified.
Best of luck.
This is gonna go down.
Number 13.
Oh, here we go. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon.
Oh my gosh,
I know, but I'm going to get stuck there. Is it potassium, calcium, or sodium, magnesium? I can't even remember. I think it's magnesium.
Magnesium was 12.
Oh, I was close.
Very close. That was very impressive because I still haven't managed to get to 10 myself yet. But
so my daughter memorised the whole thing.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
How? Any tips?
Yeah, no. I think I used to be able to do 40, but she got the whole thing down.
Wow.
Nuts.
That's impressive.
So, like
is she a future geochem?
No, we've been very careful with the children. As you know, my husband's a geologist as well. And so we've been very clear that geology, not the go. Science, fine. Geology, not the go.
But we need geologists.
I know. And she's a chemist who loves camping. I just told you how I became a geochemist.
Yes.
So.
I think it's happening. You've got to embrace it. We need them. But yes, for your info, number 13, aluminium.
See, I know that.
There you go. But no, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for talking to me today. Enjoy your week. Good luck with the keynote.
Thanks,
I can't
Jess.
wait to listen.
Yeah, it'd be great. Thank you.